Caiden Cowger. Somebody had to say it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to the Caiden Cowger program, broadcasting from West Virginia. It is great to have you with us. I tell you, we are really dealing with liberal lunacy here in America. It is absolutely insane. We have riots that are going on at UC Berkeley in response to a guy by the name of Milo Yiannopoulos. He's one of the editors at Breitbart. He's a member of the LGBT community, but he is a right-of-center commentator. So apparently he's very controversial. There are a lot of people that are big fans of this guy. And of course, you know me, I'm a Reaganite. I believe in three-stool principle conservatism. But this Milo guy is very outspoken when it comes to his right-of-center beliefs. And anyway, with what he has been expressing, it's caused a lot of college campuses to become completely outraged by it. So what has happened at UC Berkeley in California is that they have begun rioting over there. And it got so bad that his event was canceled. And he goes to different college campuses. I know he was at WVU, West Virginia University. A lot of conservatives are really just gung-ho for this guy. A lot of libertarians are as well, and conservatarians as they're called. I guess that's what he would be called. It's basically a conservative. From how I understand it, a conservatarian is somebody who is conservative except when it comes to some social issues. They're typically moderate, like when it comes to same-sex marriage and stuff like that. That's why I'm not a conservatarian. But this guy is, I guess, one. And he was at UC Berkeley. There's this big riot that's taking place. Donald Trump has threatened to pull funding from UC Berkeley as a result of these riots. It's getting pretty bad. But you know, all this stuff, all the violence that is taking place, is being condoned by the Democratic Party. They're going right along with it. They are not expressing any opposition to it. A matter of fact, we have Tim Kaine, who is on MSLSD, The Morning Joe, and Mika, what's her last name? Mika Brzezinski, I don't know how to pronounce her name. Well, anyway, Mika was on The Morning Joe, one of the co-hosts on there, and Tim Kaine was being interviewed and called for fighting in the streets. He called for violence. Now, I want you to listen to this, because Democrats typically try to come across as being these pacifists, these love and peace and love type of party, when actually they are a party that is promoting violence. That's why they are so sympathetic to radical Islam. Here is Tim Kaine on The Morning Joe. Listen to this.
So the way we get outside the bubble is we take advantage of this tremendous public outcry against the administration. What we've got to do is fight in Congress, fight in the courts, fight in the streets, fight online, fight at the ballot box. And now there's the momentum to be able to do this. And we're not afraid of the popular outcry. We're energized by it. And that's going to help us do our job and do it better.
So there you go. So Tim Kaine said, remind you what he said. This is the quote from Tim Kaine. We've got to fight in Congress, fight in the courts, fight in the streets. What does that mean? Fight in the streets, fight online, fight at the ballot box, and now there's momentum to be able to do this. We're not afraid of popular outcry. We're energized by it, and that's going to help us do our job and do better. Fight in the streets. Fight in the streets. What does fight in the streets mean? Fight in the streets. Well, if we hear this politician using the phrase fight in the streets, all that we can think of is what is presently going on and what's happening. Fighting in the streets. Things like what's happening at UC Berkeley, what happened in Baltimore, the riots that took place there, what happened in Ferguson, Missouri, with Black Lives Matter, at the instruction of Al Sharpton. That's exactly what's taking place. Fighting in the streets, violence. You have a call to violence from the former running mate of Hillary Clinton, the second one in command. Number 2. Guys, this is absolutely disgusting. It is entirely disgusting. We have the Democratic Party that is now advocating for violence, fighting in the streets. How do you know he's saying that? Well, all we have to do is just look at the news. What is in the news today? You have Donald Trump that is considering taking funding from UC Berkeley for what they are doing in violation of freedom of speech. It is resulting in freedom of speech being trampled upon. But see, that's what liberals have to do. The reason why all of this stuff is happening, the reason why they are rioting, the reason why they are creating violence is because they want to shut you up. They want to silence you and I. They don't want us to express our opinions. They don't want us talking about it. They don't want us to tell others about conservatism. They don't want you to tell others about this show. They don't want the message of conservatism, Christianity, or anything of the nature to be promoted. Why? Because it creates more like-minded individuals like us. Because when you are, when you become exposed to knowledge, to information, to the truth, to reasonable thought, it can result in your mind becoming transformed, in you becoming educated, and then you begin to persuade others, and the chain reaction goes on. So what do they have to do? They have to shut you up. They have to silence you. We've been hearing this for years. They've been trying to take me off the air for a long time. Started when I was 13 years old. They heard this young guy on the radio. They were afraid that I was going to be able to cause an impact on my generation, so they did everything that they could to shut me up, to threaten me, to silence me, to scare me, and it didn't work. I'm still here, and now we're adding more and more stations, and we're on more stations than ever by the grace of God. So it didn't work with me. So then they ran away and prayed that I didn't get momentum myself. That's what they did. The liberal media did that to me. Bill Maher, all of them. Huffington Post, they're jerks. But see, what they did to me, and what I saw early on at an early age, is that they tried to verbally abuse you, verbally pound you into submission. Except now they're unable to do that. There are little phrases that they used to use. You're hateful, you're a bigot, you're homophobic, you're this, you're that. They don't work anymore. So they're having to kick it up a notch. They're resulting to violence. They're rioting. They're taking heavy objects, throwing it in store windows, setting buildings ablaze, setting cars on fire, creating fires anywhere that they can find, rioting in the streets, throwing bricks at cops. They're going completely insane. And the rest of the country sees that. But see, the thing is that they love and they thirst, they crave power so much that they are willing to do anything to maintain it. They are doing anything to maintain it. Guys, that just shows you how completely authoritarian the Democratic Party is becoming. They will resort to violence in order to shut you up. They will resort to political terrorism to get you to comply. And what we are witnessing is our nation being taken back. And what the Democrats are trying to do right now is that they're trying to make us less agenda-oriented. Because if we do not pursue getting our country back, then their agenda will be furthered. It will progress. Because there's an active movement in this country by the liberal left to implement the progressive agenda. That's what they are trying to do. That's what they're striving to do. That's what they're hoping to accomplish, to further enact their agenda. And if there isn't any opposition to that, if there isn't any counter agenda to combat theirs, then guess what? They're able to pursue their agenda without any opposition. So what that means is that our agenda has to be to defend the principles of Americanism, defend the principles of the conservative movement. Because conservatism is the alternative to liberalism. Conservatism is about getting to a place in the country that we love, that we like, that is moral, that is beneficial to everybody, and then staying there. Not changing it. Once you reach a level of perfection, you stay there. Why? Because it works for everyone, and you leave well enough alone. But liberals want to fix something that isn't broken. Why? Because they want to create a utopia for their party. A utopia that is accepting of everything, be it right or wrong, because in liberal land there is no right or wrong. Everything is right at the discretion of the people. Morality is individually defined. And for those of you who think that that is a smart thing, if you believe that morality is individually defined, then there's no use for laws. What's the point of having a law? What's the point of teaching morality to your children? That's your definition of morality. Perhaps their definition will be different than yours. They can have personal standards for themselves, but they can't set it for other people. You can't pass anything on down to your children, because if you do that, then you are forcing your moral values onto them. That's the liberal philosophy. That's the liberal belief system. So in other words, right and wrong is individually determined. There is not a societal belief for right and wrong. It's all individually defined. And when that is the case, there is lawlessness. And that's what liberals want. They want lawlessness. And then when there's chaos, that's when big government can come in and save the day. That's the America that they're striving for. That's the America that they want. That's why the liberal left has been advocating for socialism. That's why there was such momentum for a democratic socialist on the Democratic side, Bernie Sanders. You have a lot of these college students, a lot of these younger guys that are all gung-ho for socialism, yet they've never been in a socialist country. Over in Cuba, a socialist nation, people literally build boats made out of trash to come to the capitalist country, America, because socialism is so awful. But you never see that happening with capitalism now, do you? You never hear about poor little Americans building boats made of trash to sail across the ocean to a socialist nation such as Cuba. Never hear that, do you? No. You know why? It's because this nation isn't all that bad. And all the flaws that this country does have is due to socialism being implemented. We are becoming a more socialist nation, not a more capitalist nation. And if there's anything that is wrong with this country, it is that. We need to get back to American values, and from what it looks like, by the leadership of Donald Trump, it appears that we are getting back to American values that made this country great. And we're making it great again. Guys, I tell you, this is really, it's beginning to get out of control. Where liberals are rioting, they are causing violence, and who knows how far it's going to go. And with leaders in the Democratic Party basically advocating for this violence, they are basically stirring up the spirit of civil war, from what it sounds like. It does. It sounds like they are calling for civil war. We need violence. We need fights in the streets. What does that sound like to you? That sounds like advocating for a political civil war. Because Donald Trump is elected, and they don't like it, they're going to cause chaos. But yet this is the same group that advocates against gun violence. They advocate, basically they deceive people, but they try to act like they're pacifists or something, yet they're advocating for violence. But isn't it clear? They have no problem with bricks being thrown at police. They have no problem with violence in the streets, as long as it's not gun violence, of course. Doesn't it sort of also show you why they are pretty much okay with gun control? It's because if gun control is implemented, then what do we have left to defend ourselves? Nothing.
Fighting liberalism one lie at a time.
You're listening to Caiden Cowger on the WCNR News Network.
Caiden Cowger. Somebody had to say it.
Hey guys, let me tell you about our sponsor, modernandcomfy.com. Modernandcomfy.com offers various products for your home, for your apartment, business. They sell sofas, sectionals, accent tables, bedroom dressers, dining and kitchen tables, along with other furniture products for homes, for apartments. Their website is modernandcomfy.com. That is modernandcomfy.com. Modernandcomfy.com is a proud sponsor of the Caiden Cowger program. Hey guys, let me tell you about our sponsor, modernandcomfy.com. Modernandcomfy.com offers various products for your home, for your apartment, business. They sell sofas, sectionals, accent tables, bedroom dressers, dining and kitchen tables, along with other furniture products for homes, for apartments. Their website is modernandcomfy.com. That is modernandcomfy.com. Modernandcomfy.com is a proud sponsor of the Caiden Cowger program. Hey guys, let me tell you about our sponsor, modernandcomfy.com. Modernandcomfy.com offers various products for your home, for your apartment, business. They sell sofas, sectionals, accent tables, bedroom dressers, dining and kitchen tables, along with other furniture products for homes, for apartments. Their website is modernandcomfy.com. That is modernandcomfy.com. Modernandcomfy.com is a proud sponsor of the Caiden Cowger program. Hey guys, let me tell you about our sponsor, modernandcomfy.com. Modernandcomfy.com offers various products for your home, for your apartment, business. They sell sofas, sectionals, accent tables, bedroom dressers, dining and kitchen tables, along with other furniture products for homes, for apartments. Their website is modernandcomfy.com. That is modernandcomfy.com. Modernandcomfy.com is a proud sponsor of the Caiden Cowger program. Hey guys, let me tell you about our sponsor, modernandcomfy.com. Modernandcomfy.com offers various products for your home, for your apartment, business. They sell sofas, sectionals, accent tables, bedroom dressers, dining and kitchen tables, along with other furniture products for homes, for apartments. Their website is modernandcomfy.com. That is modernandcomfy.com. Modernandcomfy.com is a proud sponsor of the Caiden Cowger program. All right, guys, let me tell you about our friends at Capital Gold Group. Capital Gold Group is a company that deals with investing in precious metals such as gold and silver. They've been in business for over a decade and have an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. They've been featured on Fox News, Market Watch, Bloomberg, Wall Street Journal, CNBC, Reuters, Fox Business, Financial Times, and Forbes magazine. If you're interested, you can call at 1-800-932-4108. That is 1-800-932-4108. They also offer various ebooks on investing in gold, such as the Definitive Gold Guide. So once again, if you're interested, you can call 1-800-932-4108. That's 1-800-932-4108. All right, guys, let me tell you about our friends at the Debt Ninja. The Debt Ninja is a company that specializes in slashing debt. They deal with various debt problems such as tax debt, debt settlement, debt consolidation, student loan debt, credit repair services, and bankruptcy. That is 1-800-826-1132. Now, their company, the Debt Ninja, operates on a national level and have worked to fight the IRS for many of their clients. If you're interested, you can call at 1-800-826-1132. That is 1-800-826-1132. Once again, that is 1-800-826-1132. Due to a decline in the economy and major car companies filing for bankruptcy, American Auto Protection has announced an extended service plan that is now available to the general public. This plan reduces the cost of auto repair expenses. Maximum Car Care was created to assist qualifying car owners with lowering repair bills of cars under 130,000 miles and under 12 years old. Maximum Car Care works to limit the expense of auto repair bills, roadside assistance, rental coverage, and towing. Their number is 1-800-824-9762. That is 1-800-824-9762. Once again, that is 1-800-824-9762. Maximum Car Care is a proud sponsor of the Caiden Cowger program.
You're listening to the WCNR News Network.
Caiden Cowger. Somebody had to say it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Caiden Cowger program. It is great to have you with us. So I have a video that I want to play here for you. There's this woman who is a representative, and she expressed that she is happy about the riots that are taking place in protest of Donald Trump causing chaos throughout the country. Representative Val Demings thinks that the Berkeley riots are a beautiful sight. Go ahead and listen to this. This is Valerie, or is it Valerie or is it Val? It says Representative Val Demings. Val Demings thinks that Berkeley riots are a beautiful sight. Go ahead and play this. Listen to this.
Thank you so much for this opportunity, and to all of you, thank you so much for being here. I've heard so many things today that I could ask a question about, but a couple of points. Mr. Brain, you said that you learned, first of all, to defend a set of values long before you learned to fire a weapon. And as a person who served as a police chief, I could say the same thing. I learned to defend the values and to understand the values of this country long before I earned or learned anything else. We have seen demonstrations, and I think we've already talked about that around the country. Young people at Berkeley protesting against this unconstitutional order. And I heard it said earlier that we need to get involved on the local and state level. But what concerns me is that the strain that has been placed on local government, particularly law enforcement, local law enforcement, dealing with an order that is unjust and improper. And so as we encourage our young people to get involved, I thought it was a beautiful sight. Mm-hmm. What also, as we encourage people to get involved, what direction and instructions, and how can we have a more organized effort so that they can be a major tool in moving our agenda forward?
Civil War.
And anyone who feels like they can answer that question. Thank you.
Just briefly, I would say I could not agree with you more about the position this place is.
Wow, could not agree with you more. Okay, so here we have, and by the way, her name is Val Demings. She goes by that. She is a representative of Florida's 10th Congressional District. Her name is Valdez Venita Val Demings. So it's not Valerie. I thought it was short for Valerie, but it's Valdez Demings. So that's what, she was saying. I thought it was a beautiful sight. Beautiful sight of youth engagement. Bunch of kids setting stuff on fire, rioting in the streets, opposing freedom of speech. That's a beautiful sight. How can we have more of that? How can we do more of that? How can we be more organized with that? Civil war. If that's the type of stuff that you're going for, organizing a civil war. Guys, these people are insane. But these are the people that are, prominent members of the Democratic Party. Advocating for violence, saying it's beautiful. It is a beautiful sight. These are the people that we are dealing with. These are the people that we are up against. People that are advocating for violence against you, against me, against Donald Trump. It's almost like they want a civil war. That's how much these people crave power, that they want violence. But you know what? I'm just saying, if they would ever try anything like that, they would lose. Because number one, now we have the government on our side. And then number two, we have God on our side, who is number one. So, we would win. Guys, I tell you, these people are there's something else. They really are. Advocating for violence now. They're perfectly fine with it. They are happy with it. They think it's a wonderful demonstration of youth engagement. Are you kidding me? It's pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. And here we have some of the people who are at the Berkeley campus setting fires. Masked protesters. No borders, no nations. They used the F word and then deportations. That's what they were chanting. Student protesters upset over speech by Breitbart writer Milo Yiannopoulos are setting fires and destroying property at Berkeley University Wednesday night. Shows them tearing signs down, shouting, "Shut it down." The protesters are removing barricades, toppling a light pole, throwing projectiles, including fences and firebombs, at the building where the speech is being held. Here, protesters are trying to firebomb the building where the speech was scheduled to be held. I have video of it on there. The event was canceled at 9:15 p.m. that night. Police were attempting to disperse the crowd. At 9:30, police had given protesters 10 minutes to disperse or face arrest. By 9:45, Milo Yiannopoulos called into Fox News to the Tucker Carlson program, and he said that the left cannot tolerate anyone who does not subscribe to their own crazy views. By 10:25, protesters were leaving the campus en route to the town of Berkeley, chanting along the way, "No borders, no nations," use the F word, deportations. By 10:39, after a female Trump supporter concluded an interview with a local reporter, anti-Milo protesters pepper sprayed her. At 11:33 a.m., protesters chased down Milo supporters, beating them unconscious with metal pipes. And that's what was taking place. That Representative Val Demings from Florida's 10th Congressional District called a beautiful sight. Taking metal pipes and beating Trump supporters unconscious. Do you think that this is a sane party? All of you listening, think about what is being advocated for in the Democratic Party. Do you think, honestly, that this is a sane party? That this is a party for the American people? That this is a party for the country? Do you treat people like this, like garbage? No. You don't do that. Any reasonable person doesn't do that. These are the people that try to say that morality is individually defined, yet they take matters into their own hands, determining what is and is not acceptable free speech. If there is no right and wrong, like they keep saying, that it's individually defined, then who are they to determine that some language is wrong, that some language is offensive? Because they are taking matters of their own personal morality into their hands and forcefully executing it, forcefully enforcing their own definitions of what should and should not be conducted, while telling other people that they are not to do that. Yet they're doing the action that they're telling others not to. They are hypocrites to the core, and they don't even see it because they're so blatantly stupid. But these are the people that are controlling the Democratic Party right now, are being embraced by the Democratic Party. Because what happened, guys, is that we saw this starting off with Black Lives Matter, the BLM movement. It didn't represent all black people, but it represented the liberal black minority. They wanted not equality, but supremacy. So what did they do? They rioted in the streets. They burnt buildings. They burnt cars. Completely went against all that Martin Luther King advocated for. They just spit in his face. And what did they do? Committed acts of violence. Rather than the nonviolent cause that Martin Luther King lost his life for, they rejected that and committed acts of violence, causing, if he knew about it, Martin Luther King would have rolled over in his grave. But now that has transitioned not only to the Black Lives Matter movement, but also to the liberal movement as a whole.
Some say he's the next Rush Limbaugh.
I tell you, this kid's got 90% of Rush's venom with only 10% of the biomass.
You're listening to Caiden Cowger on the WCNR News Network.
Caiden Cowger. Somebody had to say it.
You always want to look your best, but you don't always have time to deal with a necktie that won't cooperate. That's where we come in. Introducing the Never Tie, the only necktie that you never have to tie. Each Never Tie comes with a tie and 2 removable knots that you simply slide on and adjust for your comfort, giving you the perfect look every time. Choose from over 20 stylish designs at thenevertie.com. Enter promo code RADIO1 for discount.
It safely eliminates stress and anxiety. It makes commuting, driving your kids around, or driving a truck more fun. It makes gift shopping easier. It's Happy Driving Stress Reduction, a revolutionary patent-pending tool that works while you drive. Find Happy Driving Stress Reduction on iTunes, Amazon, or Google Play. Make life easier. Buy Happy Driving Stress Reduction today.
Go get your copy of Prelude to World War III, The Rise of Islamic Republic and the Rebirth of America. World War III Series Volume 1, available in paperback and Kindle edition on Amazon by the authors James Rozone and Miranda Watson. By the 2020s, America was no longer a world superpower. The military had been cut to a bare-bones level, and while the U.S. was focused internally, the door opened for new powers to emerge on the world stage. In the wake of this power vacuum, China...
Hi, I'm George Foreman. Do you have an idea for a new product or invention? People ask me all the time, George, how do I get my idea in front of companies? How do I get a patent? What do I do next? Do you have the same questions? I'll tell you like I'll tell them all. Call my friends at InventHelp.
Call InventHelp today for free information. InventHelp can submit your invention to companies who are interested in receiving new ideas.
For your free inventor's information, call 1-800-441-7922. That's 1-800-441-7922.
Goldman Sachs and HSBC recently purchased 7.1 tons of physical gold. What do these bankers and mega money managers know that you don't? They're expecting the value of gold and silver to increase. That's why you need our friends at Capital Gold Group. Capital Gold Group offers gold and silver for direct delivery and will not be undersold. Call now. Call 1-800-932-4108. That is 1-800-932-4108. All right, guys, let me tell you about our friends at Capital Gold Group. Capital Gold Group is a company that deals with investing in precious metals such as gold and silver. They've been in business for over a decade and have an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. They've been featured on Fox News, Market Watch, Bloomberg, Wall Street Journal, CNBC, Reuters, Fox Business, Financial Times, and Forbes magazine. If you're interested, you can call at 1-800-932-4108. That is 1-800-932-4108. They also offer various ebooks on investing in gold, such as the Definitive Gold Guide. So once again, if you're interested, you can call 1-800-932-4108. That's 1-800-932-4108. All right, guys, let me tell you about our friends at the Debt Ninja. The Debt Ninja is a company that specializes in slashing debt. They deal with various debt problems such as tax debt, debt settlement, debt consolidation, student loan debt, credit repair services, and bankruptcy. That is 1-800-826-1132. Now, their company, the Debt Ninja, operates on a national level and have worked to fight the IRS for many of their clients. If you're interested, you can call at 1-800-826-1132. That is 1-800-826-1132. Once again, that is 1-800-826-1132. Due to a decline in the economy and major car companies filing for bankruptcy, American Auto Protection has announced an extended service plan that is now available to the general public. This plan reduces the cost of auto repair expenses. Maximum Car Care was created to assist qualifying car owners with lowering repair bills of cars under 130,000 miles and under 12 years old. Maximum Car Care works to limit the expense of auto repair bills, roadside assistance, rental coverage, and towing. Their number is 1-800-824-9762. That is 1-800-824-9762. Once again, that is 1-800-824-9762. Maximum Car Care is a proud sponsor of the Caiden Cowger program.
You're listening to the WCNR News Network, where America comes to talk.
Caiden Cowger. Somebody had to say it.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Caiden Cowger program. So we're talking about a lot of this insanity that's going on amongst members of the liberal left in our nation. They're getting violent. They are trying to pound you and I down into compliance, trying to shut us up, but we're not going to take it. And like I said before, they are acting like they want a war. It's not a fun idea to threaten war against a bunch of people that collect guns for fun. I don't know about you, but I do. And a lot of conservatives do. So, yeah. But anyway, NBC is basically really praising Hillary Clinton again. And they're talking about her return to the spotlight. They had this entire segment on this on the Today Show. Go ahead and listen to this. It's Matt Laura's group and all that.
After taking some time away from the public eye following the election, Hillary Clinton appears ready to return to the spotlight. NBC national correspondent Peter Alexander has more on that. Peter, good morning to you.
Hey, Matt, good morning to you. After a couple months of largely staying on the sidelines, Hillary Clinton isn't launching a comeback, but it is a reemergence with some big plans, including a new book and a series of speeches, all teeing up her first extended reaction to one of the most intense elections in modern American history.
How much? How much you getting paid?
Cheers for Hillary Clinton on Broadway, the audience chanting her name before a show late Wednesday. And many waiting to catch a glimpse as she left with her husband Bill Clinton taking selfies with fans. The former Democratic nominee is plotting her next chapter, a new book of personal essays inspired by her favorite quotes, all touching on her stunning defeat. Clinton writing, "These quotes have helped me celebrate the good times, laugh at the absurd times, persevere during the hard times, and deepen my appreciation of all life has to offer." Her reemergence will also include a series of speeches on women's rights and gay rights beginning this spring.
Of course. So, so you have NBC that's just absolutely drooling at the mouth because Hillary Clinton is getting back into the spotlight again. Oh, yeah! Oh, yeah! Oh, yeah! You guys are insane. Guys, I told you, and I made, that prediction. It wasn't really a prediction. It was just a what if. But I could see Hillary Clinton running again in 2020 because if she lost the election because it was Russia's fault, Russia's to blame for it. Russia's the reason why Hillary lost. If Russia is the culprit here, then yeah, why not have her to run again in 2020? If she's the one who won, why not have her to run again? Then maybe she'll really, whip the snot out of Donald Trump. But that's not going to happen because Russia didn't interfere. It was they never even released any information insinuating that or revealing that. What did they hack? Did they hack the voter machines? Did they hack the counting machines that counted the ballots? What did they hack? No one ever said. But anyway, we have another thing here. Elizabeth Warren advocated for the nuclear option in 2013, and that is where you have a majority that can accept a Supreme Court justice. So in other words, if there's gridlock in the Senate, what ends up happening is that by the nuclear option being implemented, the justice is accepted by a majority of the Senate by changing the rules. Okay? Now, the Democrats acted or advocated for that back in 2013, and now they are advocating for the nuclear option not to be used because, of course, they want to prevent Donald Trump's nominee, Neil Gorsuch, from being nominated. But anyway, have the audio bit of good old Lizzie Warren, Pocahontas, talking about how the nuclear option should be used in 2013 to confirm President Obama's Supreme Court appointee. Go ahead and listen to this.
On the D.C. Circuit, and the president has nominated 3 impressive people to fill those vacancies, including Patricia Millett and Nina Pillard. These nominees are not ideological. They have extraordinary legal resumes and have received bipartisan support from top litigators around the country.
Sure they have.
are among the top legal minds of a generation.
Sure they are.
This is how the president plans to push back against efforts to tilt our judicial system by nominating judges who will be judges who will be fair, judges who will be even-handed, judges who will have the diversity of professional experience to understand and consider all sides of an issue.
Talking about Obama at the time.
I understand that Republicans may prefer to keep the D.C. Circuit exactly as it is. But Article 2, Section 2 of the Constitution says that the President of the United States nominates judges with the advice and consent of the Senate. There is no clause that says, except when that president is a Democrat. Democrats allowed President George W. Bush to put 4 very conservative judges on the D.C. Circuit. All 4 are still serving, one as Chief Justice of the United States Supreme Court. There are 3 vacancies in the D.C. Circuit Court of Appeals. The President of the United States has nominated judges to fill those vacancies. That's his job. And it is the job of the Senate to confirm highly qualified independent judges. That's how our system works. That's what the Constitution demands. Republicans these days don't seem to like that. They keep looking for ways to keep this president from doing his job. So far, they have shut down the government. They have filibustered people he has nominated to fill out his administration. And they are now filibustering judges to block him from filling any of the vacancies with highly qualified people. We need to call out these filibusters for what they are: naked attempts to nullify the results of the last presidential election, to force us to govern as though President Obama hadn't won the 2012 election. Well, President Obama did win the 2012 election by 5 million votes. And he has done what the Constitution requires him to do: nominated highly qualified people to fill open vacancies on the federal bench. If Republicans continue to filibuster these highly qualified nominees for no reason other than to nullify the president's constitutional authority, then senators not only have the right to change the filibuster rules, senators have a duty to change the filibuster rules. We cannot turn our backs on the Constitution. We cannot abdicate our oath of office. We have a responsibility to protect and defend our democracy, and that includes protecting the neutrality of our courts and preserving the constitutional power of the president to nominate highly qualified people to court vacancies. Thank you, and I suggest the absence of...
Okay, so that was Elizabeth Warren on Donald Trump's Supreme Court nominee, or excuse me, that was Elizabeth Warren on President Obama's nominee. Pardon me. That was Elizabeth Warren on Obama's Supreme Court nominee, advocating for the nuclear option to be used in order to throw a liberal justice on the Supreme Court. Well, she was saying that Congress has a constitutional responsibility in order to put a justice on there. You gotta follow the Constitution. Well, then what about now? What about now? Is it all right for Democrats to say, no, we don't want Neil Gorsuch? Let's hear what she has to say now.
President Trump nominated Judge Neil Gorsuch to serve on the Supreme Court. Now, for years now, I've repeated this warning. America's promise of equal justice under the law is in danger. Over the last 3 decades, as the rich have grown richer and the middle class families have struggled, the scales of justice have also tilted in favor of the wealthy and the powerful. This is not an accident. It's part of a deliberate strategy to turn our courts into one more rigged game for folks at the top.
It is already rigged for the Democratic Party. So here you have her that is opposing the nomination of Neil Gorsuch onto the Supreme Court, while she just a few years ago said that Congress has a responsibility to put on the court whoever the president wants at the time. So what a hypocrite, man. This is Elizabeth Warren. a.k.a. Pocahontas.
Caiden Cowger. Keeping America straight.
You're listening to Caiden Cowger on the WCNR News Network.
Caiden Cowger. Somebody had to say it.
It safely eliminates stress and anxiety. It makes commuting, driving your kids around, or driving a truck more fun. It makes gift shopping easier. It's Happy Driving Stress Reduction, a revolutionary patent-pending tool that works while you drive. Find Happy Driving Stress Reduction on iTunes, Amazon, or Google Play. Make life easier. Buy Happy Driving Stress Reduction today.
You always want to look your best, but you don't always have time to deal with a necktie that won't cooperate. That's where we come in. Introducing the Never Tie, the only necktie that you never have to tie. Each Never Tie comes with a tie and 2 removable knots that you simply slide on and adjust for your comfort, giving you the perfect look every time. Choose from over 20 stylish designs at thenevertie.com. Enter promo code RADIO1 for discount.
Go get your copy of Prelude to World War III, The Rise of Islamic Republic and the Rebirth of America. World War III Series Volume 1, available in paperback and Kindle edition on Amazon by the authors James Rozone and Miranda Watson. By the 2020s, America was no longer a world superpower. The military had been cut to a bare-bones level, and while the U.S. was focused internally, the door opened for new powers to emerge on the world stage. In the wake of this power vacuum, China.
Hi, I'm George Foreman. Do you have an idea for a new product or invention? People ask me all the time, George, how do I get my idea in front of companies? How do I get a patent? What do I do next? Do you have the same questions? I'll tell you like I'll tell them all. Call my friends at InventHelp.
Call InventHelp today for free information. InventHelp can submit your invention to companies who are interested in receiving new ideas.
For your free inventor's information, call 1-800-441-7922. That's 1-800-441-7922.
Goldman Sachs and HSBC recently purchased 7.1 tons of physical gold. What do these bankers and mega money managers know that you don't? They're expecting the value of gold and silver to increase. That's why you need our friends at Capital Gold Group. Capital Gold Group offers gold and silver for direct delivery and will not be undersold. Call now. Call 1-800-932-4108. That is 1-800-932-4108. All right, guys, let me tell you about our friends at Capital Gold Group. Capital Gold Group is a company that deals with investing in precious metals such as gold and silver. They've been in business for over a decade and have an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. They've been featured on Fox News, Market Watch, Bloomberg, Wall Street Journal, CNBC, Reuters, Fox Business, Financial Times, and Forbes magazine. If you're interested, you can call at 1-800-932-4108. That is 1-800-932-4108. They also offer various ebooks on investing in gold, such as the Definitive Gold Guide. So once again, if you're interested, you can call 1-800-932-4108. That's 1-800-932-4108. All right, guys, let me tell you about our friends at the Debt Ninja. The Debt Ninja is a company that specializes in slashing debt. They deal with various debt problems such as tax debt, debt settlement, debt consolidation, student loan debt, credit repair services, and bankruptcy. That is 1-800-826-1132. Now, their company, the Debt Ninja, operates on a national level and have worked to fight the IRS for many of their clients. If you're interested, you can call at 1-800-826-1132. That is 1-800-826-1132. Once again, that is 1-800-826-1132. Due to a decline in the economy and major car companies filing for bankruptcy, American Auto Protection has announced an extended service plan that is now available to the general public. This plan reduces the cost of auto repair expenses. Maximum Car Care was created to assist qualifying car owners with lowering repair bills of cars under 130,000 miles and under 12 years old. Maximum Car Care works to limit the expense of auto repair bills, roadside assistance, rental coverage, and towing. Their number is 1-800-824-9762. That is 1-800-824-9762. Once again, that is 1-800-824-9762. Maximum Car Care is a proud sponsor of the Caiden Cowger program.
You're listening to the WCNR News Network, where America comes to talk.
Caiden Cowger.
Somebody had to say it.
Senator Tim Kaine, Hillary Clinton's former running mate, so he's numero uno in the Democratic Party, right under Hillary, was just on The Morning Joe on MSNBC. While on The Morning Joe, he exclaimed that there must be fighting in the streets in response to the Trump administration's transition into the White House. Now, here's the thing. We have been witnessing acts of violence taking place in opposition to Donald Trump just recently at UC Berkeley in response to Milo Yiannopoulos' appearance, who is one of the editors at Breitbart News. We have seen in the past BLM riots in Baltimore and Ferguson, Missouri, and all of this is in the name of advancing liberalism. No one else has said this, so I will. The Democratic Party is becoming a terrorist organization. The Democratic Party is becoming a political terrorist organization. You have Tim Kaine, the second most prominent Democrat in the party, advocating for violence in the streets in response to Donald Trump's presidency. Political terrorism is defined as being violence used by one political fraction to intimidate another. Over in Jamaica, you have two political parties. You have the Jamaican Labour Party, the JLP, and the People's National Party, the PNP. The PNP is the socialist liberal party in the country, while the JLP is more of the right-of-center party. Now, here's the thing. The PNP would commit acts of terror against the JLP in order to intimidate their opposition and force them into submission. By Tim Kaine advocating for violence in the streets, along with other members of the liberal left, such as Al Sharpton, what is taking place is an advocacy for political terrorism against conservatives in the United States, being led by prominent members of the Democratic Party. Now, ironically, despite their claims of pacifism, they are commonly known for threatening opposition in order to force them into submission. But now they are advancing to acts of terror, acts of violence, such as rioting, such as setting buildings on fire, such as setting cars on fire, setting fires in general, vandalism. I can continue and go on, etc. Why are they doing this? That's the key thing that you have to ask yourselves. Why are they committing such horrible acts? The answer is simple. They are trying to frighten all opposition into submission and advance their agenda. That's exactly what we're up against. And somebody has to say it. Somebody needs to say it. And liberals have become so desperate to maintain power that they are resorting to political terrorism. They are resorting to acts of violence. That's how much they thirst. That's how much they crave control. And we've often wondered why liberals have a tendency to sympathize with radical Islamic extremists. And it's become very apparent. Radical Islam commits acts of violence in the name of Allah and Sharia law. Now, many members of the liberal left are calling for acts of violence in the name of their agenda. It's apparent that the reason why the left has become so sympathetic of radical Muslims is because they are becoming just like them. Liberals are embracing acts of terrorism. They are embracing acts of violence in order to scare America into silence. And we must stand strong as a nation. We must recognize it as what it is. And while it is blunt, it is very clear that when liberals are so actively embracing these acts, not expressing any opposition to the violence that is taking place in the name of liberalism, they are condoning it. And the reason why they are condoning it is because the Democratic Party is embracing tyranny. Anyway, guys, I want to thank you for listening to us. For more information on the Caiden Cowger program, go to CaidenCowgerProgram.com. For the latest news exposing the left, go to CowgerNation.com. Thank you, God bless you, and God bless America.